Hi, I'm Brittany Rizzo, and welcome back to My Only Friends. On today's episode, I got to chat with Nia Stoyan. Nia Stoyan is best known for her reoccurring roles on hit television shows including Castle, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, and her role as the main villain in the one and only NCIS Trilogy crossover. She has also guest starred on fan favorites such as Grey's Anatomy, The Resident, and Magnum P.I, among others. On the big screen, Nia has played leading and supporting roles opposite an impressive roster of talent, including Jean Smart, William Shatner, Christopher Lloyd, and Mena Suvari, to name a few. Beyond her work in film and television, Nia is the founder of The Gratitude Architect, a platform where she guides individuals in transforming their lives through a daily gratitude practice. Dedicated to giving back, she actively supports and collaborates with organizations such as the Midnight Mission on Skid Row, Humanitarian for Empowerment, and Boo to Bullying, using her voice and platform to inspire compassion and change. You can catch Nia in the new film Bite, now streaming on Apple TV Plus and Amazon. I have had the pleasure of getting to know this cast and creator of this project, and they all do such an amazing job and are incredibly kind people, so please support this film. This episode reminds me of the Friends episode, the one with Ross's wedding. Joey is enjoying his time in London until he realizes all the things he misses in New York, and for Nia it was similar being from Switzerland and coming to America, missing that fresh air and water from the tap. Nia's vulnerability, honesty, and presence is one of a kind, and I could have talked to her for hours. Please enjoy my conversation with Nia Stoyan.
Listen, I love her so much, and she said she had the most wonderful time with you. So
that's what I said to her. I was just like, when I was even just like emailing with you guys, I'm like, you guys are so warm and gentle and sweet, which is like, you don't find a ton, like when you're younger, you don't find a ton of that with women. And then as you get older into your 30s, you like tap into your femininity more, and you just realize like how much we need each other. And it's like so beautiful when you like really connect with people like that.
Oh, yes. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth? It is so wonderful. I agree. I need feminine energy. I have 2 little boys and a husband and a boy dog. So I need women. I am outnumbered big time.
Oh my gosh. Well, happy anniversary. How was your anniversary?
With my husband? Oh, it was great. Yes. When was that? That was like a month ago. Yes. It was great. It was wonderful. I love him so much. He's so great.
Yeah, great. We've been trying to get this down for like a while now. You're like, wait, when was that?
I'm so grateful that we're doing this now. I was going to say I'm sorry and all the things, but it's in divine timing, right?
Always.
And have we started already? Like, should I?
Yeah, no, we're recording. It's totally
we're recording. Okay, yeah. I was going to put my earrings on, but you know, it's all good.
Oh my God. Well, it's audio only, so like you don't have to. But obviously, like you look stunning. I'm like looking at your skin, and I'm like, what fountain are you drinking out of?
I love you already. Thank you. I needed to hear all those things. So you're perfect. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, again, it's so nice to meet you, and I'm so
happy lovely meeting you.
And I have so many questions, and I was sitting here watching your reel and like I watched Bite. Obviously, we're going to talk about that a lot too. And before we get into like your incredible career, like I was like every 5 seconds, I'm like, whoa, like seeing you in all these different shows, and just in what I kept seeing in all the characters you're playing is you have this really like calm quality about you, but it's like so confident at the same time. Like it's like boom, but it's a calm boom. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like the most captivating. I was like hanging on every word. It was so, I was like, whoa. Every time I was just like, this, you're so interesting to watch, especially in Bite. Like you have this really like this energy where it just goes in the room, and it's like, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. It's so good.
You're giving me goosebumps. Thank you for saying that. You know, it means a lot. I don't know that I am that in real life, you know, and it's funny. They often say the smartest people can play really good dumb people, and the dumbest people can play also the really smart people. I feel like I play a lot of smart roles. Not that I'm dumb, not that I'm, you know, being self-deprecating, but
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I'm working on being more calm and confident in my real life, so this means a lot.
That's interesting because I was gonna ask, like, I wrote down, like, where does that come from? Because you
Mm.
literally, like, even I loved The Resident, and watching you in those clips where you are kind of like you're coming in and you've got like a little bite to you, but you're really calm and you're really sweet. And I'm like, oh, where does that confidence come from? Like, you're holding your own with a lot of massive players in these TV
Mm.
shows and films. So I think it's in there somewhere in your daily life too.
It's gotta be in there, and I think, um, potentially I really get to step into that when I'm on TV, when I'm stepping into a character, I get to be free in that
Mhm.
part of me. Whereas in real life, sometimes you get into these situations where you doubt yourself, you second guess, like, do I really belong? And then on set, you really get to transform that and transmute that into I belong. I am here for a reason. I'm here to do a job and I want to serve others in that. It becomes less about you and more about like I've got to deliver for these people.
Yeah, and that is such a good quality to have too in life in general.
Yes.
When like to get out of your own head and like you're having anxiety, it's like get out of your like what is in front of you? How can I service what's in front of me right now and not be so inside? It's
Absolutely.
I think I feel the same way when it comes to acting. Like I always say that's the most quiet my brain ever feels is when I'm in a
Mm.
scene with somebody or doing an audition. Like some people are like, I don't like auditioning and self tapes. I'm like, give them to me all day long because then I'm not in my head, because it's dark up there. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I really do. Absolutely.
So I want to talk about where you're from and how you got here and got into your acting profession.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm from Geneva, Switzerland. I was born and raised there till I was 18 years old.
Wow.
I actually got into theater thanks to my mom. I was very shy growing up. I was very anxious. I had severe OCD. I would still say that I have OCD. It's not something that goes away. But I think she knew that somehow doing theater would be very therapeutic.
Mm.
And sh- once I started, or once I was on stage for the first time at around age 13, it was like Pandora's box had opened and I was like, "Oh my god, this is it. This is what I want to be doing." And then at 18, I had the opportunity to go to college in the States, in America. I had a golf scholarship. I was also playing for my
Wow.
country. I know, very random. I was playing golf for my country, and then I was lucky enough to get to go to America through golf. And then with that, I also got my bachelor's degree in fine arts in actor training. And it was kind of like in my sophomore year where I really had to choose between golf and acting. And it was sort of a no-brainer at that point where I really wanted to pursue just my dream, what felt like the love of my life, still feels that way. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so funny. When I think of Geneva, Switzerland, I think
Yeah.
of like it's like
Blonde wide.
well, it's always like where like in spy movies or like something, it's
Oh,
like where it starts out where they're like being held like the heroes being held captive or like in Austin Powers, I think that's where like
yes.
Dr. Evil like and I'm like, ooh, she's from there. Like it's so like so
That's really
childish.
funny. Yeah, Switzerland, all the banks, all the money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so when you were younger and you said like the OCD, how did that manifest when you were a kid? Like what were some of the things that your mom noticed for her to
Um,
go like, hmm.
yeah, I was very anxious and
Mhm.
very I had so many rituals before bed. All my
Mhm.
OCD, and still to this day happens at night and before bedtime. And I think as a young girl, it was just to try and control my environment and try to feel safe in some ways. Um, and yeah, it manifested in just bedtime routine, where
Mhm.
I would need things a certain way. I would count things. I would check things. And so, yeah, it really, it did for a while control my life and take over my life. And luckily, with age and with a lot of exposure therapy that I'm still doing today, I'm I feel it's very manageable, which I feel like I'm very blessed, very lucky.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I got professionally diagnosed with OCD back in October.
Oh,
And
wow, that's
yeah,
recent.
very recent. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like this moment of grief but relief at the same time, because it was like I imagine, had I known that when I was a kid, that like, oh, my brain just works differently, I wouldn't have been so hard on myself for my entire life and like think I was
Mm.
so othered, you know? And but now I'm like, I can learn how to have compassion towards that little girl and go like, okay, this is why you do these things and you're not crazy. And so I appreciate you being open and honest and like talking about it, because I think we also think, like, I look at you, you're this stunning woman, you have an incredible career, you have an incredible family, and like you, when you have these things go on in your head, you think, how will I ever have that if this
Yeah.
is what's happening? And you're proof. And I really appreciate you sharing.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. And in the thick of it, certainly I haven't had an easy journey with it, I would
Right.
say, but I think, yeah, there were definitely times where I didn't know how I would be able to have a normal life. And I think my mom also, I think we're all surprised that not to say that I have a normal quote unquote life. What does that even mean? Right. But yeah, I was able to grow and expand and not stay stuck
Mm-hmm.
in a bad cycle.
Right. Right.
So thank you.
Now, when you were younger and you were acting, was there like a moment, like a TV show or a movie or a certain performance where you were like, oh, I want to do that?
I think it was love at first sight. I think it was, um, I always knew that that's what I wanted. And I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know how I would ever get there. It wasn't one of those things where, first off, I grew up in Switzerland. It's like there's no movie industry there, or there wasn't, I should say. There probably is now, but there wasn't a world in which I'd end up in Hollywood, growing up
Right.
thinking that was just being delusional. Um, but I really loved it so much. And I think I just knew that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how I would ever get there.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember like what actress or actor you saw for the first time on screen or stage where you were like, whoa?
Oh, I don't know if there was a moment like that, to be honest. I always loved movies. I always loved TV. My sister and I, we didn't have many channels growing up. We only had 4 channels in Switzerland, but we did get Baywatch and MacGyver, and those TV shows we would run home and like watch
Yeah,
it together and
that's so fun. I literally wrote down, did they have friends in Switzerland?
yes, yes,
They
we had
did.
friends, of course. Yes, yes, we had friends. We
That's amazing.
love Friends. Yes, and what a healing show.
I
What to
know.
talk about. Um, but yes, we did, and
That,
we had those shows that definitely I was like, oh wow, like what is that? How is that? I don't think I asked myself that many questions about it, but I knew like what it felt like so outside of what I would ever be able to get to, just because it
mm-hmm.
was, I mean, still people nowadays, when I go back home in Switzerland, the questions that they ask and, what they know about the movie and TV industry is very finite. It's very, like they don't know much about how films are made or how actors or actresses become who they become,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, that's what I felt like when I was a little kid, and I have a lot of friends who come on here and talk about it. Like, that's how we were with Disney Channel and like Lizzie McGuire. We're just like, how do we get there? And I was just in Las Vegas. Like, like, how do I get there? Or like,
Yeah.
I remember like, and watching Nickelodeon and would be like, P.O. Box in Burbank. I'm like, I want to go to P.O. Box Burbank. Like, I had no idea what a P.O. Box was, but I thought
Yeah.
Burbank was like this magical place
That's
all the way
so
from
fun.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
I
And here
love
I
that.
am.
Is that where
Yeah.
you grew up? You grew up in Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I want to hear about what that was
I
like.
know. We probably have very, very opposite childhoods, that's for sure.
Yeah, I grew up with, sheeps and cows, like very close by and
I'm
mountains and
so jealous.
well, different, right?
Yeah. So you're 18, you go to you come to America.
Yes.
What was that culture shock like? Or were you like, this is amazing? Like, were you just like so overwhelmed and like starry-eyed?
I was in Connecticut, in Hartford, Connecticut. So
That just reminds me of Stars Hollow. So that makes me so
really,
happy. Yeah.
I remember, well, I knew no one, first of all. Like,
Mm.
I didn't have family there. I didn't have anyone. My mom came with me to drop me off to college, and then that was that. I did feel alone that first year. I did feel very out of place. I was there to study,
Yeah.
and I was there to, be serious about going to college. And that was not what was waiting for me. I think
Yeah.
I, had learned how to handle alcohol at a young age because, as Europeans, you have a sip of wine with dinner. And then what was waiting for me was what you see in the movies, like just kids going out of control, party till 3 a.m. in the dorms. And I moved actually after my first semester. I moved to an off-campus little apartment that was like size of a shoebox, but it was the best decision I made. It wasn't for me, that culture of, and God, I shouldn't say that. I had my wild moments. Of course, I was not this goody two shoes, but
you were focused.
And also, having OCD, I think just around nighttime, there was no safety for me. It didn't feel safe. It didn't feel like, all right, here we are. Like I get to live out my dream. It was like, oh my goodness, like, oh no, like people throwing up in the bathrooms, people like loud music everywhere. It's really, I was like, whoa, okay. But there were wonderful things about it too. I mean, my goodness, I made some very dear friends. I loved being, in actor training, and the program itself was wonderful. And even those kids in my freshman year that were in my dorms, I don't blame them. Like they wanted to party. Like that was their chance now, know?
Yeah. I never went to college. So I just grew up in Las Vegas and had that experience from like the age of like 15 on.
Okay. So maybe we're not so far apart after all. Yeah.
That's got to be hard too, because I feel like a lot of people use alcohol to fit in. So I bet it was hard to like try to make some friends. Well, who would you, or when do you think you really got the hang of being there?
Well, I really loved and enjoyed, there was a group of internationals that came from all over the world. And my first friend, Juliana, she was from Colombia, is from Colombia. We're still in touch now. And I think her and I really bonded, coming from different places. And she was serious about, what she was studying, which I think was economics, if I'm not mistaken. And her and I really bonded and grew together. And I mean, there was also a culture shock with the food, right? Like I gained a ton of weight my freshman year because I had no idea. I didn't know all about all the preservatives they put into food and all of that. And so I was just eating like I ate back home, and I was excited because, you go to Commons or the common area to eat and everything's free. I mean, it's buffet or, it's so yeah, her and I both gained a ton of weight our freshman year. We're like, what is happening? But yeah.
That's so funny. I'm like, I think about traveling. I just got my passport last year, maybe the year before, and I've never been out of the country. because I am like petrified of being far away from home. Like I think that's OCD as well. Like I'm too far away from home. Like what's going to happen to my home while I'm gone? Like I I don't like being far away from my dog. Like,
yeah.
But I always think like, what would I eat? I'm the pickiest eater in the world. My freezer is full of Uncrustables. Like I literally, I'm always like, what would I eat if I went out of the country? Like I'd have to, I would gain weight because I would eat nothing but like McDonald's all the time.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, and yeah.
Except Italy, maybe. I feel like if I went to Italy, but I'd also gain weight there because I'd just be pounding pasta.
Well, but there's something about, I don't know, there's something about, I went to Italy and you can, there's certain places where you can just eat fresh food and just not gain weight because it's all so fresh. And so, I don't know. I mean,
God, then what are we all doing here? Let's go to Italy.
Oh no. And
eat carbs all day long.
It sounds like I'm saying bad things about America. I love
not at all.
America with my whole heart. I wouldn't be here if I didn't love it. I love America. I'm very grateful to be here.
Of course, but the food is probably so much better in Italy.
You've got great food in America as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I think it was the culture shock. Also, I think there's a difference between American food that you find like, you know, at a good restaurant versus like dorm food or, you know.
What would you bring from Switzerland to here if you could? Like, what's the one thing you're like
food wise or
no, just in general? Like, gosh, I really wish that's the one thing I wish they had here.
The fresh air.
Mm-hmm. Are you in LA?
Mountains. I'm in Long Beach.
Okay.
And not that there's not places in America that have fresh air, of course, but there's something about crisp, fresh air in Switzerland with the lake and the mountains. I'm thinking of Geneva. That's where I grew up. If there was one thing, the first thing that came up was like, ooh, clean water, the best tap water ever. Like you just from the tap, it's just delicious. Yeah. And then,
wait, am I saying Switzerland wrong?
No, I say it wrong. I think.
Okay, I was like, I'm learning something new.
I say Switzerland. Switzerland. How do you say it?
I think I just go hard on the R. Switzerland, and I don't. Yeah. But I've been told that before I would.
No, I think I say it wrong.
And what's funny is my mom is from Geneva, New York.
What?
So, yeah, so I'd always be like so confused. I'm like, there's two Genevas. That's so funny.
Well, there's a Geneva in Wisconsin too. There's multiple Genevas in the state. Yeah,
learning so much.
Me too. Every day.
So, what brought you from Connecticut? Did you go to Los Angeles? Did you go to New York? What was your first opportunity outside of school?
I went straight to Los Angeles. I stayed at a bed and breakfast right off of Fairfax. And my mom again, I think my dad came as well for a little bit. But then I was mostly with my mom and trying to find my first apartment. And my first apartment was on Sunset Boulevard and Poinsettia.
Wow.
And right in the thick of it. And yeah, just I wanted to try. I had a very finite time to get things in order. Otherwise, I would get deported.
Right.
So I had to get my papers in order. I had 1 year to prove that I belonged in America. So that really it really lit a fire underneath me to get things going. I didn't have a choice.
So you moved out to LA not having a job?
Oh yeah, no, I had nothing. I knew no one. I had nothing. I didn't have an agent. I didn't have a manager. I didn't have friends. Well, that's not true. I think at the time I did have a friend from college that also moved out, or a couple people that moved out.
See, you do have that confidence. That takes so much bravery and courage to move like from another country first and then across the country and like not know anybody, not know like that. There's something in us when I don't know how old you were at the time, but I talk about it on here too. Like when I was younger and I just decided I was going to move out here and not know a single person, like if you told me to do that now, I'd be like, you're crazy. I'm not going somewhere where I don't know a single person, you know? But when you're younger, you have this thing in you and you're just like, I don't care, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I think I really had the drive. I don't think I would be where I'm at though if it weren't for my mom's
Mm,
belief in me, encouragement, even financial support. Like
yeah.
she was really supportive of me following my dream. And so was my dad, you know, absolutely. I was very lucky in that way. I don't know that they knew really that I was going to make it. You know, they were like, probably like, she'll be back or,
Yeah.
which I would think too, like the
Right.
audacity of me thinking that I was going to make it as an actress, and
You
say that.
did.
Well, still, nowadays I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But yeah, I really you have to believe in yourself. You have to take the
Mhm.
leap of faith and take those risks. And I'm so glad I did. And it was terrifying and also necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. And like so inspiring. And like, that's why I love doing this podcast because there are people like how you felt like, how do I get there? How do I do that? And then someone's listening to you going, oh, I just have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, there is no real roadmap to this. You just
Oh
have to like
no.
jump in and do it. And that's how you learn. That's it.
Isn't that true of everything though? Like there's a lot of times we wait for that safety net or we wait for someone to catch us or for permission to do
Mhm.
something. And it's sort of like, you've got to give yourself permission. You've got to jump, even though you don't know who's going to catch you. You don't know what the safety net is. You just got to go for it. If that's really what you want to do, if that's really what you want and dream about every day, then go do it.
Mm-hmm. What was your first big role out here where you were like, oh, I did it?
Um, this is funny, but I would say my first big role was a one-line co-star on Entourage. Maybe it was more than one line. I'm exaggerating, but it was I was Stan Lee's assistant.
Uh-huh.
So I got to meet Stan Lee, who created all the Marvel characters and the Marvel world and that
Which full circle moment because then you ended up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, which is
full
insane.
circle
It
moment.
literally gives me goosebumps again. Like,
Yeah, none of that was planned, obviously. Like Stanley
yeah.
forgot about me, after a second of meeting me, of course. But to me, it was a full circle moment for sure. And yeah, I felt like, oh my gosh, I just got a role on. And by the way, I don't even know if that's true. Maybe Criminal Minds was first. I don't know. But I remember thinking on Entourage, like, whoa, this is
Mm-hmm.
so cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, even though I never had watched Entourage, and but I just knew it was kind of a big deal. Um, yeah.
Can I tell you, this is so funny. The
No, tell me
very first
everything.
set that I was ever on was Entourage.
What?
But it was like as background, and
Me
they gave
too.
me, oh my, well,
I
this
did
is what
background too.
this
Maybe
is
we met
what's
then.
so. Well, I'm like, are you the girl I made out with for an extra $50? I don't know.
Oh no, I'm not that girl. I think I would remember. I think I would
Wouldn't
remember
that
that.
be so funny though? Like
That's so,
all these
but
years
that's how I
later.
got my SAG card is through doing background work. And one of the sets that I was doing background work on was also Entourage. Maybe we
That's
met.
so funny. I mean, honestly, we probably did. I think I did that show a handful of times, and it was like always somewhere downtown LA and like a
Yes.
nightclub scene or a pins bowling alley, like all the time.
Oh my gosh. Well, look, I mean, this ages me, but it was like a good, 17 years ago or so. So,
I
but
think
it's
I was on
big.
the very last. I had to be like 19 or 20 when I was, and I'm 35 now. So yeah, that was a hot second ago.
That's so funny though.
I
Maybe
know.
we met. Maybe that's why you look familiar. Or maybe
I
I feel like
there's
we're friends, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's Los Angeles though. Like it's like
Yeah,
there's somehow some way that like somebody is
we're
connected.
connected. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, there you go. But it could be Entourage. It could be.
it could be. Who knows? That's so funny. So Entourage, that you would say like that was when, and then things gets work, or did you go like, okay, like yes, I did it, and then like I know
Um,
for some people you come out here, you book one thing, and then like for me, I didn't work again for a couple of years. I was like, well,
oh
who saw
yeah.
that coming?
Absolutely. And I think I'd be doing a disservice to your listeners I'm assuming a lot of them are actors, I mean, I think there's always been these gaps of momentum and of like, oh my gosh, I just booked three things. Like there was literally a time where I booked three things in one day.
Mm.
And there's also been 3 years of crickets.
Yeah.
3 years of crickets. Not for a lack of auditions, though, like me auditioning a ton, but just not getting results. And then again, it picks up. And then again, I'm on two shows at the same time. And then moments of crickets. And I think it can be like that for anyone, or it can be consistent for anyone. I've never known it to really be this thing until you make it to the very top, of course. But I think there's always those times where you reset, you reevaluate, you grow as a human, and then you're at the next level,
I'm trying to be mindful of your time because I know you have to go in like 20 minutes.
No, also 11:11 right now.
11:11! Yay!
Sorry.
I have 11:11 tattooed on my arm.
Oh, well, there you go. I must have known. I was like, well,
there you
you
go.
just mentioned it right at 11:11.
What was one of your biggest like pinch me moments when you booked something where you're like, wow, I'm working with this person?
Well, for me, I would say it was definitely when I booked Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and just feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm a Marvel character.
Yeah.
And I get to be that. I get to say that I did that. That felt like a very proud moment. And just being on this incredible set, it really felt like so special. So yeah, I think that would be the most. Although I feel that way anytime I'm on any TV set, perhaps more than movie sets. And I've loved being in movies, but TV for some reason just feels like, wow, I know how lucky I am.
Yeah.
I don't take it for a second for granted. I'm literally with every step like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh,
And then The Resident. I mean, gosh, that show. I mean, I don't want to skip over the castle and like so many incredible things that you've been on. But The Resident and your scenes with Malcolm are like,
I don't know if you know, but he passed away. That was I have a close friend of mine who knew him very personally, and so it's just it's that'll stay with me. I have chills all over my body. The fact that he was such a wonderful co-star, like co-creator, and so brilliant, so professional, and kind, and you always notice those actors that are extremely generous, that really give themselves to you. There's those actors that when it's your time, when the camera's on you, they're kind of like, they disappear into the ether and you're reading lines with a stand-in or whatever. And it happens rarely, but when you have those actors that are like, it's a close-up on you and they're right there with you and they're giving everything of themselves, even though the camera's not on them, like those are things that I really notice. And like, ooh, I always want to do that as an actor. I always want to be 100% there with anyone who even has one line with me. I want to be that generous in my work. And I think he was one of those for sure.
Yeah. Gosh, that's so special. That's so special to have for sure.
It is.
How did Bite come to you? Because this is such, and going back to when you say like that part of your confidence, girl, and what are you talking about in this movie? I am like, the confidence is like exuding out the screen, and it is so different than what I've just watched you in, like completely. So I want to know how that experience was and how it came to you.
Oh, Bite. Well, it's funny. I was at home in Switzerland with my parents and my now husband, but at the time he was my boyfriend. And I read the script. Mayada I had met through another set we worked on. And I was so honored that she reached out to me after meeting me just one time. And she was like, I really see you as this person. And I read the script and I'm like, oh no, like, oh my goodness, like what am I reading?
You're like,
What
what did she see me as? That's so crazy.
yeah, but in a
But she
great
was
way.
right. She was right.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She obviously saw something in me that is in me, right? Um, but and by the way, the oh no wasn't like an oh no, like I don't like it was brilliant writing,
Right.
obviously, really amazing. But I thought like, can I step into that? Can I
Right.
really fully commit? I'm not going to take on a job that I don't feel like I can fully dive in, right? And this is one of those roles where you either go 100% or you don't even
Right.
try, right? Because
Right.
it would be an easy role to just play the femme fatale surface, character, and I knew that I wouldn't want to do that, and she's so like even in the writing so multi-layered, so but yeah, I I told, again, my husband, who at the time was a boyfriend, I was like, I think I really want to do this.
Yeah.
And stretch myself and see what I can do, and it ended up being this beautiful art piece. That's how I feel about it. I feel like it just ended up being um just this incredible masterpiece. And I owe it all to Mayetta, to Cameron, to Mark, and everyone that was involved, because I feel like really I was just one of the
Yeah.
like
How did you create an environment in your mind to feel safe or to separate yourself from those really intense scenes? I mean, I'm not going to do any spoiler alerts for anybody on here because I want people to watch it, but it's intense, and I could imagine at the end of the day, like, how do you shake that off, or how do you keep yourself a little distant from it so that it doesn't, like, especially with some of those CD, like, get into your brain,
Yeah. I don't think I did a very good job at that. And I think I don't think I don't think none of us really were able to separate ourselves fully from the environment. I mean, we were all living in one building. We were all just fully immersed in the world. And, I'm not going to lie, it took a while to unwind from, and I think for all of us to unwind from these characters. And that's a beautiful thing too, that's sort of like a privilege when you get to really dive into the character and live and breathe the character. Not that it's the best for mental health, obviously, for many reasons, but when you get that luxury to really dive in, I think the work speaks for itself then, when you're like, oh wow, we went in there with you guys, and that's a lot of the feedback that we heard, is like we felt like a fly on the wall.
Okay, so at the end of a long day and you are trying to shake things off, or you're trying to disconnect from the world, what TV show are you watching?
Ooh, what TV show am I watching? Look, I mean, I love my really smart TV shows. Like, as I mentioned, I think to you over email, I love Paradise. I love Lost. I mean, I love high intensity, but if it is to unwind, then I do love my Sex in the City. I do love my Bridget Jones Diary movies. And I just, I enjoy checking out and diving into the world. I mean, I just recently went to the movie theater that I hadn't been in a long time, and I watched The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh my God, how was it? I need to see it still.
It's the same as number one,
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's exactly what I thought it would be. I didn't expect anything more, anything less. It was exactly what you would expect. And it was fantastic. And talk about like shows and movies that allow you to really dive in and check out and breathe with the movie. I mean, there's nothing more healing, and what a great reminder for us is what we do is like we get to be that for people, and that's not nothing. That is huge.
I mean, it's interesting. I talk about that with my therapist. she's like, because that's what I say. I'm like, all I ever want out of this career is to bring somebody comfort. Like, that's all I want. Because I look at, Jennifer Aniston or Lauren Graham or these people who, like, these shows that I watch nonstop, and they give me so much comfort, and like calm my brain. Or when I'm like, nothing bad can happen if Friends is on television. So I always imagine, like, what if somebody said that about me? Like, nothing bad could happen if Brittany's on TV. I don't know if that will be the case, but that's my hope, And so that's why, like, she's like, well, do that with your podcast, And so
you are
even
so doing that with your podcast.
Yes,
Yes,
what a gift it is to be that comfort for somebody. It's so special.
I'm gonna start listening to your podcast just after talking to you. You are very soothing. You're very comforting. You feel very non-judgmental, and you're just very uplifting. And that's a really beautiful quality, and that's absolutely what all of us need.
I think the thing that I love about I really appreciate you saying that. And I think the thing that I love about doing the podcast the most is that it's an hour of uninterrupted time, one-on-one with a human being, where, like, yes, we're still on a screen, but we're not on our phones. Yes. We're not distracted by other things. It's like, we don't have that anymore. We're so disconnected in this world.
It's beautiful that we get that. And speaking of connection, I just, I started doing an in-person acting class again, and it's something that we kind of got out of during COVID, and everything's on Zoom now. But there's something beautiful about being with the person, having eye contact, as you said, like no phones allowed. Like right now, you would see if I all of a sudden took my phone out and started, and I just think it's all about presence, being present.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, is there a piece of advice that you've gotten, whether it be for your career or just life, your mental health, that somebody's given you that you use daily? Or what is something you would want to share that you've learned for other people?
I mean, my biggest discovery in life, and I talk about it a lot, and I have a whole platform encouraging, that is just the power of gratitude. Mm-hmm. The power of really being grateful for where you're at, and not, it allows us to be present, and it's sort of like, okay, I can be grateful and also desire more, and just be grateful for the journey in between. But there's something really powerful when one lives in gratitude, and I would think it's not advice that was given to me necessarily. It was a discovery for me of how my optics and lens can change when I really practice gratitude and meditation every single day. So that for me was life-changing. And so, and just take risks, go for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's like your whole career is about taking risks and going for it. And like you said, when you're on set, being grateful for every second of being on there. So it's like, well, clearly it's working.
Yeah. and I mean, you've got to learn to accept rejection, right? In our industry, learn to understand that nothing's personal, and just keep moving forward, keep stepping back up. Don't give up,
Yeah. What's one thing you're looking forward to right now?
What am I looking forward to? Not too far ahead, but just this evening I'm going to a concert with my husband. So I'm very excited. It's a country music concert in Irvine. I don't know who the artists are, but just being out and having fun, and having a life outside of acting to me is very important. I never wanted that. I never desired that really in my 30s or 20s. I thought acting is the life. Like, this is all I want. But now I'm realizing the value and the beauty of having and whatever that looks like for you. It doesn't have to be a partner. It doesn't have to be kids. It doesn't have to be anything, but just having a full life outside of acting is I really understand the value in that.
Yeah. Maya, this was great. I'm so happy that it's taken months to get here, but we did it.
We did it. And you're so beautiful and
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you
So are
so
you.
much.
I cannot wait to like squeeze you in person. And I just hope everybody checks out Bite because I love the entire cast. I mean, you guys are all just such good, genuine people. And God, you play such different characters than you are in real life. So that is incredible. I was telling Mayada, I was just like dancing to Miley Cyrus with Cam on my birthday, like the night before I watched.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thanks. It was in March, but it was like
still
the night before. I'm like, dancing to 2000s music with Cam, and then the next day I'm watching this movie. Like, that's not Cam. Where'd my friend go?
He's so brilliant. I mean, all of them. Mark, Cam, Mayada was just so brilliant and so different. Yes, we're all so different from our characters. We'd like to think.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be a little bit of her in you somewhere. That's for sure.
Yes,
you could tap into it.
Absolutely.
Well, have so much fun tonight. I am so excited that you're in my orbit now, and I just thank you for your time, thank you for your energy, your patience scheduling this. Like, truly, you are incredible.
Thank you.
I'm so inspired by you and Mayada. I swear, like after talking to both of you, I'm like, I want to take on the world today. Like,
oh my gosh, I feel inspired by you doing a podcast, being out there, listening to people, being so inquisitive and curious, and bringing, peace and joy to people. I'm inspired.
Oh, well, I can't wait till we can do it together one day. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.